Is 6 p.m. I would like to call to order the Norwood City School District Board of Education regular meeting. Today is Thursday, January 18th. The Norwood City School District Board of Education follows a bi-monthly meeting schedule. The first meeting of the month is called our committee meeting. At this meeting, we fully discuss our agenda for the board meeting to be held the third Thursday of each month. As board members, we encourage you to attend, watch, and listen to our committee discussion, resulting in action at the board meetings. For full disclosure, our committee meetings and board meetings are always announced, video and audio taped, as well as posted to our webpage for your view. All of our meetings are public and visitors are welcome. Mrs. Camphouse, if you would call the roll, please.
Mr. Atwood is absent. Ms. Ballard?
Present.
Mrs. Rarica?
Present.
Mr. Taylor?
Present.
Mrs. Cole?
Present. If you would stand, please, for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1.04 tonight is the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt?
All motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camphouse?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. All right, with our agenda approved, we can move on. Item 1.05, this is our minutes from the regular meeting held December 14th. 1.06, this is the minutes from the Finance Committee meeting January 9th. 1.07, this is the minutes from the Records Commission hearing that was held January 9th. I believe these were January 8th, were they not? 1.08 tax budget hearing, January 9th. 1.09 minutes from the organizational meeting, January 9th. And 1.10 minutes from the committee meeting, January 9th. Do I have a motion to approve 1.05 through 1.10?
All motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Oh, are they January 8th?
Yeah, I think that was January 8th. Does anybody remember?
I don't have a calendar.
Okay. We can.
Quick.
we
Says
can-
January 9th on mine?
It was the 9th.
9th.
Okay.
Oh, it was the 9th?
It was a
It says
very
9th
busy
on
night.
here. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking it was the 8th. Must have been something else on the 8th. All right, Mrs. Camphouse?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. All right, item 2 on the agenda, we are moving on to our presentations. The first item, 2.01, apparently it is School Board Recognition Month every January. So I will turn it over to our superintendent, Mrs. Ronan.
Thank you, Madam President. January is indeed School Board Recognition Month, and the Ohio School Boards Association has sent a poster and certificates to our great Norwood School Board members. We also want to show our appreciation to our members here locally who exemplify local citizen control and decision-making of education. All of you volunteer hundreds of hours and immeasurable amount of energy to ensure that our schools are providing the best education possible for the children of our community. So in appreciation, the students in Mrs. Stacy's photography class at Norwood High School would like to present to you a token to thank you for helping our district become incredible. So Christina is passing out the certificates and the gifts now as I read the proclamation of appreciation. You know, too often we neglect to recognize the dedication and hard work of those who represent us. So thank you for all you do to make it possible for local citizens to have a say about education in our community. And we salute the public servants of our Norwood City School District whose dedication and civic responsibility make local control of our public schools possible. We applaud you for your vision and voice to help shape a better tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Let's have a round of applause and a thank you for our school board members. And that's a lovely picture
It
of,
is. This
yes,
is wonderful.
with the historic marker in the building.
And one of our students, a 9th grader, do we all have the same one? Oh, we all have something
Yeah.
different. We have something different?
Really?
Ontario Washington
Ontario-
from ninth
okay.
grade did this photo. And
Oh,
that's the one they
Mike's is different.
Oh, Mike is a different one.
What'd you get? Oh, yours is different.
Yeah, this is
Ooh.
different.
Cool. Who did yours?
Thane Henley, ninth grade.
Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Yes, thank you very much.
Some
These
great
are
work.
wonderful. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I think this is my,
really pretty.
I think this is my 5th board appreciation. And I have all of the tokens that we have received proudly displayed in my home. I know that I love our students. I know everybody up here does. And these gifts are priceless to us. So thank you.
I'm still
to
watering
Mrs.
last
Stacy.
year's flower and it's hanging on. I think it has
flower
one. Mine
But I
still
repurposed the pot.
has one green leaf. It's a slow death. I love it.
So thank you very much.
All right. Item 2.02, it's time for our Rising Stars, and I will turn it over to our Curriculum Director and Special Education Director, Mrs. Christina Chesson and Miss Amanda Havlin.
Thank you, President Cole. We are very pleased to announce our Rising Stars for the month of January. So when I call your name, we're going to ask that you come forward and receive your certificate from Board Member Amber Ballard, and then stay up front so we can say some wonderful things about you that the teachers and the administrators and the staff of each of your schools have mentioned. Okay, we're going to start with Sharpsburg Elementary Rising Star, Lily Avila. Sharpsburg Elementary's January Rising Star is 4th grader Lily Avila. Christine, can you turn your mic on, please? Can you hear me? Oh, that's better. Okay. So let me say again, we're pleased to announce Sharpsburg Elementary Rising Star Lily Avila. So Lily is one of the hardest working students the 4th grade teachers at Sharpsburg Elementary have ever had the pleasure of teaching. Lily comes to school every day with a positive and ready to work attitude. She's ready to tackle any task placed before her with a smile on her face. Her hard work ethic, focus, and attention to detail are truly impressive. Lily takes her time on assignments and is not afraid to ask questions when she needs help. Lily is an active participant in the classroom. Her hand is always raised to share her thoughts during classroom discussions. She is always ready to read aloud to the class or to assist another student in class who may be struggling. Not only does Lily enjoy learning, but she also loves to help others in her classroom learn. Her positivity and her love of learning is truly infectious. Lily is a PAX leader. She brings peace to her classroom through her kindness to others. She shows kindness and compassion towards her peers and does a wonderful job of making everyone in her class feel included. Lily's future is bright. Congratulations, Lily. Lily, we're going to ask that you stay up here because we want a nice group photo. Thank you.
All right. Norwood View Elementary Rising Star is DJ Riggs. DJ is currently a 2nd grade student at Norwood View. He works hard and consistently tries his best in the classroom. He offers to read out loud, participates in discussions, and is always willing to help out a person in need. He is very kind and respectful to his teachers, other students, and the staff at View. He exemplifies what it means to be PAX leader at Norwood View. We have a student who needs extra help, and DJ is always the first to offer help to that student. He walks the student to recess, even though it makes him a little bit late for his own recess. If there is a job that needs done, he is always willing to offer a helping hand. We are proud to call DJ our rising star. We know he will continue to be successful in years to come. Congratulations, DJ.
Williams Avenue Elementary Rising Star, Kara Bedford. Kara Bedford is a 3rd grader this year and is such a great student and friend. Kara has grown so much, especially as a reader, and that is because she is such a hard worker. Every teacher that has ever worked with Kara has always come back to share how impressed they are with her work ethic. Kara does not get discouraged. She keeps working until she understands something and does not shy away from helping others. Kara has such a positive attitude, and we're so proud to recognize her this month. Congratulations, Kara, and we can't wait to see all the great things you do in the future.
The Norwood Montessori Rising Star student is Clara Moore. Is Clara with us today? Okay, we're going to read about all the wonderful things about Clara. So, the Norwood Montessori School is proud to present Clara Moore as their rising star. Clara's work ethic and kind heart can be seen all throughout her day at the Norwood Montessori School. Clara is a great role model for others. She is always so eager to help others when needed. Clara enters the classroom, finds her workspace, chooses appropriate work, and begins completing assignments. Clara is a living example of our Montessori Peace Promise, as she takes care of herself, all living things, and her environment. Many days you will find Clara working with materials such as the movable alphabet and the tens board. She takes great pride in the work she completes and continues to enjoy exploring the world around her. We have enjoyed learning and growing with Clara in our classroom, and we love having her as a part of our Montessori family. Congratulations, Clara.
Norwood Middle School Rising Star, CJ Peters. We are thrilled to recognize CJ Peters this month. Over the course of this school year, CJ has shown himself to be an exemplary student, leader, and young man. His work ethic, kindness, and willingness to take on a challenge has earned the admiration of his peers and teachers. In addition to her earning high honor roll this first 2 quarters, he was voted Leader of the Week last week by his peers. CJ's academic talents, combined with his intense motivational drive to succeed, ensures CJ will continue to find success both now and in the future. Congratulations, CJ.
Norwood High School Rising Star, Raquel Galvez Villafranca. I'm not sure if Raquel is here, but we're going to say all the good things about her as well. Raquel is a sophomore and is a great student. Most recently, she demonstrated her gifts in her financial literacy class with an award-winning competition assignment. The annual scholarship competition challenges high school students to play a Webby award-winning college cost simulation featured in the New York Times. In the game, students endeavor through a 4-year university, balancing their characters' academic focus, happiness, and career networking opportunities while minimizing their student debt burden. For the scholarship competition, each student reflected on their experience in an essay, podcast, clip, or video. Graders throughout the U.S. review each submission anonymously, and the best submission won scholarship funds provided by the financial education nonprofit. Raquel was one of the selected winners in the NGPF 2023 Payback Challenge. Congratulations to Raquel.
Norwood Athletic Rising Star, Bowen Garibay. Bowen Garibay is a senior on the Norwood Boys varsity bowling team. At the time of this submission, the Norwood Boys varsity bowling team is having an historical season. They currently have a record of 10-0 and 7-0 in the Miami Valley Conference, and Bowen is a key contributor. This season, he is averaging 212 pins per match, which currently leads the conference. His high game on the season is 278 pins versus Dayton Christian, which happened earlier this week on January 16th. Congratulations to that. That's awesome. At the end of last season, the bowling program set a big goal. From the looks of things, they could be well on their way with top performers like Bowen. Off the lanes, Bowen is an excellent student. During the second quarter, he has a 3.8 grade point average. The Norwood City School District Athletic Department is proud of this rising star. With the season he is having, we know he will continue to shine bright. Congratulations.
District Creative Arts Rising Star, Genevieve Rarica.
Yay! She's cheering at a basketball game. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so
I just
Genevieve.
came from it.
Yeah.
She
so-
was really cute.
We are going to, she might be coming in later during the meeting, so we'll read about all the good things when she does arrive. So thank you.
If she gets here in time.
See you for next week.
We'll see.
Or next one.
Here are some of the
stuff.
artwork by Genevieve that you can enjoy tonight, so we'll be happy to celebrate her later. And at this time, we'd like to invite the school board members to come forward and share their congratulations and then take some pictures right here. So at this time, we're going to have all of our rising stars go out with all their family and friends that came to join them tonight in the lobby. Follow Miss Haviland out there, and she's going to take some family pictures with all of you. Congratulations again.
I think she is wearing a shirt from when I was 12.
I was thinking the bigger kids should probably go first.
Right? Because the little kids are like, I don't know. I'm sad Clara wasn't here too. I texted her parents and like, did you know? Oh, yeah. I have not gotten her answer.
All right, moving on in the agenda, item 3, this is personnel, and I will turn it over to our superintendent, Mrs. Ronan.
Thank you, Madam President. Under 3.01, resignation and retirement, we do want to thank Becky Baker as student assistant who is leaving us for other employment, and congratulate Michelle Moppett for her retirement. Both these ladies have given years of service, and they will definitely be missed. Now, item 3.02, employment. Number 1, we'd like to welcome Jasmine Armstrong, who will be joining us as a student assistant aide at the preschool. Number 2, we're approving supplemental contracts for both the jazz band and spring drama. Item number 3, these are pupil service contracts for the individuals listed, which include some winter and also some spring activities. So I believe that concludes my report.
Do I have a motion to approve 3.01 and 3.02?
All motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Here, turn off your mics for just a second.
Turn them off and back on. Try now. Any discussion? All right, Mrs. Camphouse?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 4. This is our Education Committee report, and I will turn it over to Mrs. Rarica.
Thank you, Madam President. We have the Norwood High School going to Central State University and Butler County Fairgrounds. Norwood View going to Cincinnati Museum Center for the 5th grade. And Sharpsburg going to Green Acres for the 4th grade. And the wrestling team going to a tournament in Lima.
Yep, that just got added today.
Oh, I was gonna say, that seems new.
Congrats.
So they did well, so they get to go to the tournament, or?
Cool. All right, do I have a motion to approve 4.01?
Oh, yes. I'll motion to approve our field trips.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, item 5, this is the policy committee report, and I will turn it over to Vice President, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Madam President. We have our first reading of a resolution from the OSBA. It's a resolution to authorize the OSBA to review policies in light of House Bill 33 legislative changes impacting ODE and State Board of Education. This resolution allows OSBA to review each of our policies and look for any changes in department titles and make recommendations to our board within the next few months. I'd like to make a motion to approve the first reading of the resolution.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Okay, so as always, we will have the second reading and passage next month. Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, item 6, this is building and grounds. I don't see anything listed, so I guess we're good to keep going.
Go slower, guys. Jenny isn't gonna make it.
We didn't have anything on this one. I still want to remind people that
Your mic's
to
on.
think about sorry, I turned it off for that echoing we were getting. We don't have a facility usage request at this time, but I just want to remind you that we're still in process of figuring out what to do for the eclipse planning. And we believe the planetarium is working on something, and I hope that the board will support Pam in whatever needs that she has for that event space.
All right, item 7, this is our Finance Committee report, and I will turn it over to our treasurer, Mrs. Camp House.
Thank you, Madam President. On the agenda, 7.01 is our financial reports, the CFO report, monthly financials, and change order listings attached for your approval. 7.02, the appropriation resolution, our current year budget. 7.03, to accept the grant, create the fund and set appropriations for a new grant called the Fiscal Year 24 AGO Tech Linking Grant for $14,500. 7.04, purchase of over $20,000 to approve a purchase order for Geiler for $37,830 for the emergency replacement of an old outside preheat HVAC unit at the high school. 7.05, change order for the scoreboard. Last week, the board approved or reviewed scoreboard options, and I'm happy to say the paperwork is done so that we can formally approve the change order to purchase and have the scoreboard installed. 7.06, Perceptions Counseling. To approve an independent contract with Perception Counseling Solutions to provide services to students in the middle school and the Montessori. And I do have a vote box from 7.01 to 7.06.
Do I have a motion for 7.01 through 7.06?
A motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes.
7.07, resolution to disapprove economic development proposal. I'm recommending that the Board of Education resolve to disapprove the economic development proposal. The reasons for this recommendation include that no school compensation is proposed, the complete abatement of taxes for 12 years is too comprehensive for little public improvement, and no information is included in the application about the business that will be housed in the proposed improved property. And that is a separate vote box.
Do I have a motion for 7.07?
A motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
So it's a motion to disapprove, so if we vote in the affirmative, we are voting to disapprove, correct?
Correct.
Just
That is
wanted to
correct.
make sure.
You
I
got
don't
it.
mess it up.
Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes.
7.08, 7.08 and 7.09 are together. 7.08 is to approve modified plans for Sharpsburg Primary and Elementary Beautification Project. Last week, we discussed the reduced scope for both buildings in order to keep construction within the defined budget of the project. The reduction is needed due to large increases in the estimated cost of the beautification project. 7.09 is a resolution to approve the advertisement to bid the beautification project at Sharpsburg Primary and Elementary. This will start the advertising to bid the Sharpsburg Buildings beautification project, including the reduced scope. And that is 7.08 and 7.09.
Do I have a motion to approve 7.08 and 7.09?
I motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I'm super excited about our outdoor things that are happening at our schools. I just like saying it every time this stuff comes up.
Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, with finance concluded, we are ready to move on to section 8 of the agenda. This is the hearing of the public. We do not have anybody that wishes to speak tonight. So we can move on to section 9, which are the board reports, 9.01 board announcements. Does anybody have anything to share?
I do have something to share.
Okay.
I went to the Silhouettes fundraiser last week, their karaoke fundraiser. I won one of their trophies too, so that was pretty fun. You missed it, you should have been there.
I was out of town.
But it was a lot of fun. Anytime you guys can get to a Silhouettes performance, these kids, I'm telling you, have such talent. I got to hear them sing solos like you wouldn't believe, and I can't wait to see their show this spring.
I went last year, and it was super fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I saw Amber B on the winners list, and I wondered if that was you, so
I did.
I should have known.
But it was a lot of fun. So anytime you can go and support the Silhouettes, they actually, I believe, have some competitions coming up, and they're going to be traveling around and performing and doing some showcase workshops soon. So
I think there's a preview night. I'm afraid to say the date. I think the 29th of January, but there's going
So
to be a
soon.
preview night. Yes,
Soon.
yes.
Cool.
So be watching. social
Everybody
media
should
for that.
always go to those. Anytime you have an
Yeah.
opportunity to see them, and you don't have to go find them at some other school or something. It's so nice. I know I had a Silhouette last year. Our exchange student did, so I got to see all the shows.
Any other board announcements? All right, 9.02, this is our superintendent's report, and I will turn it over to Mrs. Ronan.
Thank you. In my superintendent's report, I would like to highlight Ms. Veltrakis's and the art students in her class at the high school. These students have painted those beautiful crosswalks you may have seen throughout the city. So what happened was members of the Moose Lodge saw the great artwork on the crosswalks and asked the class if they would design and paint the doors to the lodge. So this is the end result. So we do want to thank Mrs. Viltrakis and her art students for their community service. So it's a great job to the class.
Those are neat.
I know, aren't those attractive? And like I said, they have been asked to do some more of the crosswalks in the city
Great.
also.
The one in the middle looks like a national park poster.
Looks real.
Yeah.
And that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, 9.03, this is the Great Oaks report, so I'm turning it over to Ms. Ballard.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to start by celebrating one of our Norwood students at Scarlet Oaks. Let's see here. Cavonia English is part of our Health Technologies program and was recently awarded her EKG certificate credentials. So congratulations to Miss English on her achievement. Our board kicked off 2024 by being sworn in by the State Representative Bill Seitz, and we also welcomed 2 more board members representing Mason City and Mount Healthy school districts. In keeping with our tradition, the first meeting of the year, we were given our committee assignments for 2024, and I'm maintaining my positions there on the Building and Assets Committee, which will be nice since while we continue to work on major construction projects for our new programming expansions as approved by the state. I'll also remain the chairperson for the Diversity and Unity Committee, And with the support of my DNU colleagues, earlier this week, we officially submitted our application to present at this year's BLI conference. We are waiting to hear back on the acceptance, but regardless of selection, I encourage all of our board members to attend. It will be held on May 3rd and 4th in Columbus. We also have an upcoming open house for Scarlet Oaks to be held in person. I know we've been virtual the last couple of years, but we are finally back in person, and it will be on January 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. Please join us if you have a student that might be considering going to Oaks, and they don't have to be just going into their junior year. If you would like to get information, you can bring middle schoolers as well and come into our facility. If that doesn't work for you, you're welcome to reach out to our staff, and they would be happy to set up a tour for a program your student might be interested in. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Okay. 9.04, this is Norwood Community Television, which is my committee. Short update, Film Club started back up last week, but we will have more information forthcoming as the months go on. 9.05, this is the OSBA Legislative Liaison, and I'm turning it back to Ms. Ballard.
Thank you, Madam President. The legal battle over Ed Choice programming continues. There have been ongoing cases and testimony in regards to the Vouchers Hurt Ohio, which is challenging the Ed Choice program on the grounds that it violates the Ohio constitutional requirements for common school system and prohibition against giving control of education funding to religious sects. A collection of families whose children use Ed Choice vouchers to attend have been intervened on their side to defend the program alongside the state. So that is still going on and something that we are looking out for. In addition, the state unanimously passed Senate Bill 162, which would require public schools to provide certain academic intervention services to each student who demonstrates limited levels in math and/or English language arts. So hopefully that means they're going to put more funding into said requirement, state. And then there's also a new piece of legislation, Senate Bill 208, which would require cities, exempted villages, or local school districts to include in its open enrollment policy an exemption for military children. And that concludes my report.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Ballard. 9.06, this is our avenues report, and I will turn it over to Mrs. Rarica.
Thank you, Madam President. We'd like to remind people to make sure to check on your Kroger customer card online, Avenues for Success, as their charity partner so that we can get money from Kroger. And I can tell you the Floral Club, each kid got a dozen roses today. I almost brought it, but it was too cumbersome. And then I thought people would think that I got some award or something because it is a dozen roses and it looks gorgeous. I'm very excited to have that at our house, and I'm sure everyone who's in Floral Club is very excited to have that. And after-school programs are going swimmingly, so.
If you send us a picture in the future, we'll put it up on the screen.
And I just picked it up today at 4:30. I mean, it was in my kid's hands that she made it.
Well, it is Board Appreciation Month, so.
Right, I thought about that too, and I was like, I had to go to Jenny's basketball game and then come here, and I was like, there's no way I'm not spilling that all over my car. So, so I didn't bring it.
All right, item 10 on the agenda, this is our meeting notifications, approval of future meetings. Committee meeting will be Tuesday, February 6th at the board office, and our regular meeting will be Thursday, February 15th here in the high school mini auditorium. Do I have a motion to approve the future meetings as listed?
All motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I will not be in attendance. That's the 6th. That is the same night as our regional conference meeting.
Okay, and
I won't be at either one.
yeah, Mr. Taylor will be out in February, so we will still have 3 here for the committee meeting, so we should be okay, right?
Unless we all go to that regional meeting.
I mean, you're welcome to come to the regional meeting. If it's easier, if we're both going to be out, I don't know if anybody would want to move the meeting that night. I can't move the regional meetings because those are set pretty far in advance for the whole.
This is that dinner thing?
No, this is our meeting. The regional conferences are where they have the dinners and do the award ceremonies, which we do have coming up in the spring. Mm-hmm. I'll get those dates at this meeting and I'll bring them back to you guys for next month. But I don't know if we would want to move the 6th.
I mean,
You represent us well, and
yeah,
me and
we'll have a
Debbie
quorum on the 6th. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, as long as Brandon, yeah,
long
as
as
long
as
as,
long as
available.
Brandon's here.
yeah, so Brandon.
If
myself-
not, we'll let you all know.
Yeah, Alice, we
Are
better
you gonna
stay
let me know
healthy.
this time?
What's that?
You'll let me know when you move the meeting this time?
No.
We'll try.
So we'll have a quorum, so we'll proceed and hopefully we don't catch the bugs or anything going around.
I had it all over Christmas break, so we had it all.
Did we
Hopefully-
have the motion in the
We did.
second? That was the
That's
discussion?
why we're discussing.
Okay. I couldn't
It's
remember.
been a great
if we-
discussion.
It's on the table, no vote.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Table.
Yes.
Ms. Taylor, Mrs. Cole.
Yes.
Table.
All
Mr.
right.
Table?
Item 11, this is our closing items, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion because we need it apparently.
I'll second, but should I vote no because Jenny's not here yet? I'm doing it.
Any discussion?
No.
I'm gonna vote no because Jenny's not here
All
yet.
right, Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
No.
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All
You
right,
got
we are
three.
adjourned. The time is
got three.
6:36. Thank you.